Okay, so let's look at multiple regression and then cover the additional assumptions. So with multiple regression, what we're doing is we're using 2 or more variables to predict y. So instead of just using x to predict y, maybe we're using x and z to predict y. Or maybe we're using variables a, b, c, d, e to predict y. If you're using more than one predictor variables, then it's multiple regression. All right. And of course, the predicted value of y is y prime. So that means the formula is going to need to change a little bit, right? It's no longer going to be as simple as y prime equals mx plus b. It's going to be a more complicated formula. However, I'm not going to go over that formula with you. I just want you to understand at a conceptual level, we are using multiple variables to predict a value for y when we do multiple regression. But the analysis is going to give you more than just that. It's going to give you more than just a formula or, what you need to make predictions. It's also going to tell you how much of the variability in y is accounted for by the linear combination of predictor variables. All right, so with simple regression, it just tells you how much of the variability in y is accounted for by x. But since we have more than one variable now, let's say ABC, it's going to tell you how much of the variability in the y-scores is accounted for by that linear combination of variables, ABC. Okay? So do we typically make better predictions when we use multiple regression? Well, we hope so, right? That's why we're using multiple variables to try and get better predictions. But it doesn't guarantee that our predictions will be better. All right? No guarantee, but presumably that's why we're using them, because we think that we're going to get a better prediction. Nice other thing that we're going to get from multiple regression from the analysis is we are going to be able to see how much each variable individually is contributing to the prediction. In other words, is it contributing something significant? So if we have 3 predictor variables, A, B, and C, maybe not all of them are making a significant contribution. That's important to know. If it's not making a significant contribution, then we can drop it from the analysis, right? And then rerun the regression, right? So this is a really nice feature of multiple regression, is being able to determine which variables you should keep and which ones you should throw out. Anything that is not making a significant contribution should be dropped. All right. And I actually showed you that in the last lab that we did together, how to look at that and etc. Although we didn't go so far as to rerun the regression. I figured you had enough with what we did. Now, in case you forgot how to do it, here is a portion of the SPSS output. It's not necessarily the same one that you saw in the lab. In fact, I know it's different. But basically, this is the table that you would look at to see which of our predictor variables are making, in fact, a significant contribution to predicting y. And these are the 3 variables in this analysis that were included. These are the 3 predictor variables. All right, and so what you want to do is scoot along here until you get to their sig values. And then what you can see is that this first variable called uncontrolled eating, that is making a significant contribution to the prediction. So is this last one, right? Cognitive restraint is this last predictor variable. It's significant, so it's contributing to the prediction of what is it we're trying to predict here? We're trying to predict low glycemic index photo score. I'm not going to explain what that is. You can use your imagination, but we're trying to predict these scores. And we've just learned that this first variable and the third variable is contributing significantly to the prediction. However, this middle variable emotional eating is not contributing significantly. So what we would want to do based on this analysis, whoops, sorry about that, is we would want to drop this variable and rerun the analysis, okay? Because we've just determined that it's not doing anything important. Well, to the extent that we can equate importance with significance, right? Because we already learned how you have to be careful there.